The Moonbase featured the return of the Cybermen for the first time, only 4 months after their debut in episode 1 of The 10th Planet. Sadly, episodes 1 and 3 are missing from the archive, but thankfully this animated version exists thanks to Planet 55, which was released in 2014. The main cast are still in their outfits from the Underwater Menace, the previous episode, in the opening TARDIS scene. Planet 55 was originally slated to animate the Underwater Menace, but due to financial issues, the animation was cut from release. This is the closest we'll probably get to seeing what it could have looked like. Many of the telesnaps from this serial aren't 100% matched, but still display the same action. They'll change a wide shot into a close-up in order to save time animating leg movement, which is a lot more difficult. This story has a few different costume changes for the TARDIS crew: their Underwater Menace costumes, their spacesuit costumes, and their regular outfits. The first shot of a Cyberman can be seen in their spaceship, but in the animated version, they decided to hold the suspense by only showing their arms, which I think is a welcome addition, even though anyone who bought the DVD saw the Cybermen on the cover.
Who is it?
Jamie spends the majority of the serial unconscious, due to the fact that the addition of his character to the show was a last-minute decision during the production of The Highlanders.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
The Cybermen were redesigned from their original appearance, with Sandra Reed believing she could streamline the costume, as the production team deemed these monsters to be worthy successors to the Daleks, who they believed weren't loved as much, leading to their final end in the evil of the Daleks. Even though Evil of the Daleks wasn't quite the end for the Daleks. The opening shot of episode 3 has the same action, just different camera angles. This is a common theme throughout Planet 55's work in Doctor Who animations. I feel as if these decisions are made purely for budgetary reasons, and it's upsetting they're not given the budget they need in order to do what needs to be done. You can't deny this animation looks stunning though. I think that Planet 55's style really works with stories that have surviving episodes. The jump from animation to film isn't very jarring because they match quite well. I think stories like the Macra Terror, where there isn't surviving episodes, they can get away with being a bit more creative with how it looks, in my opinion.
They have, don't you remember?
Some of the nicest shots in this animation aren't featured here, isn't featured in this video, due to them not having telesnaps. One of my favourite shots is of a Cyberman drooling as it's dying, really horrific and terrific stuff. I mentioned in my 10th Planet video that Planet 55's work always looks like telesnaps come to life. It's different to just ordinary animation, for they really went that extra mile to match how it originally looked. This story is interesting that it has the Doctor's inner monologue, which has always been strange to me.
It's a distress rocket.
Planet 55 are now known as Big Finish Creative. Yes, the same Big Finish that produced Doctor Who audios. The fact that they are still around gives hope maybe they'll complete another animation one day. It'd be nice to have multiple releases a year by different companies. Once again, I am living in a fantasy land. I doubt they'll ever have that much budget to share to multiple companies. But I hope we do get multiple animations a year, so when the earlier seasons get their Blu-ray sets, the missing episodes will be represented. I think this is a brilliantly made animation and one of my favourites to watch. I find myself watching it all the time. I think the animation didn't need to take artistic liberties in order to tell a better visual story, since the original production already looked great. The landscapes of the moon are stunning, and the Moonbase itself is functional and economically made, but still effective. It's just a brilliant production all round. Which animation company's work have you liked the most? Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Doctor Who content.